Have you ever known with absolute certainty that you were right, but felt your words dissolve into the noise? You're not being heard, not because your point is weak, but because the battlefield of arguments is ruled by volume, interruption, and aggression. What if you could shift the entire battlefield with a single sentence? Imagine this. A heated moment, tensions are high, and with one deliberate, intelligent phrase, not an insult, not a shout, you create a silence so profound it changes the dynamic completely. The other person pauses, their energy deflates, they look at you differently because you've just demonstrated a power they don't possess, unshakable composure. Today, I'm giving you 5 verbal tools rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom that will protect your peace, establish unbreakable boundaries, and command respect from anyone, a boss, a difficult family member, or a relentless critic. These are sentences that don't just win an argument, they elevate you above the need to have the argument in the first place. And the third one, if you master it, it will dismantle even the most skilled manipulator. Stay with me, you're going to want to practice every single one. We've all been there. You're speaking logic, truth, something that needs to be said. But the other person isn't in a conversation, they're in a conquest. They win ground by shouting louder, talking over you, by weaponizing emotion. Our world often mistakes loudness for strength and aggression for conviction, but that's not true power. True power is the ability to express yourself with such clarity and self-control that the other person has no choice but to truly listen. Response number 1. I don't need volume to be correct. When someone raises their voice, they're often trying to command the room through force. The trap is to match their energy. Don't. This phrase elegantly removes you from that game. In a meeting, at home, anywhere, when the tone escalates, you remain steady and say calmly, I don't need volume to be correct. This does 2 powerful things. First, it instantly highlights their lack of control. Second, it broadcasts your quiet confidence. You are communicating that your position stands on the merit of your ideas, not the force of your delivery. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who taught from a place of profound personal freedom, reminded us, he who cannot control his tongue will be a slave to his emotions. With this response, you declare your freedom. You are not a slave to the chaos, you are the calm within it. Everyone present will feel the shift in authority. Response number 2. Your tone tells me more about your state of mind than it does about my point. When faced with sarcasm, mockery, or contempt, the instinct is to fire back. That's exactly what they want. This phrase is a mirror, clear, clean, and non-aggressive. You are not attacking them, you are simply reflecting the nature of their communication back to them. Say someone makes a cutting, personal remark. Instead of engaging with the content of their barb, you look at them with detachment and say, your tone tells me more about your state of mind than it does about my point. You have now reframed the entire interaction. The focus is no longer on defending yourself, but on their choice to be disrespectful. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private meditations, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. You become unlike them. You remain whole, composed, and in doing so, you force them to sit for a moment with their own hostility. This is psychological jujitsu, using their own energy to unbalance them.
This is the kind of practical wisdom we build every day here on Stoicism with Joe. If you're getting value from this, do something powerful for yourself. Hit that subscribe button. You're not just adding another channel to your list, you're making a choice to feed your mind with strength instead of noise. Tell me in the comments right now, which of these responses have you instinctively wanted to use in your life? I read every single one. And let me say this, the fact that you're here, watching this instead of mindlessly scrolling or gaming, tells me everything I need to know about you. It shows you're on the right track. You're choosing self-mastery over distraction. You, my dear subscriber, are doing the work. Keep learning, keep growing. Now let's get back to your toolkit. Response number 3. I'm ready to continue when we can speak with mutual respect. This is the master key for disarming manipulators. Some people don't want dialogue, they want submission. They interrupt, they dominate, they bulldoze. Your greatest power here is your willingness to pause the game entirely. When the conversation turns corrosive, you take a breath and set a boundary, calmly and firmly. I'm ready to continue when we can speak with mutual respect. This is not retreat, this is a strategic elevation. You are defining the terms of engagement. As Epictetus said, you cannot control what others do, but you can control what you accept. By saying this, you make it brilliantly clear what you will and will not accept. It places the responsibility for the breakdown squarely on their behavior. Often, this simple sentence creates a silence filled with introspection because you've removed the oxygen, your participation, from their fire. Response number 4. I choose to end this conversation here. There are moments when the healthiest, strongest thing you can do is walk away, not in defeat, but in decisive self-preservation. When someone is determined to provoke, hurt, or drain you, persisting is a form of self-harm. Instead of reaching your breaking point, you reclaim your agency. With serene finality, you state, I choose to end this conversation here. Notice the language, I choose. This is active, powerful, and leaves no room for debate. You are not asking permission, you are informing them of your decision. Marcus Aurelius embodied this principle. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. By choosing to end a toxic exchange, you protect your energy, your peace, and your dignity. You demonstrate that your well-being is not negotiable, and that is a profoundly respectable stance. Response number 5. I understand that's your perspective. Mine is different. When faced with unsolicited advice or pressure to conform, you acknowledge without surrendering. You say, I understand that's your perspective. Mine is different. It's respectful but immovable. You validate their right to an opinion while firmly asserting your own. The Roman Stoic Seneca warned us that to be a slave to the opinion of others is the worst of all prisons. This phrase is your declaration of independence from that prison. It communicates emotional maturity and intellectual sovereignty. It often leaves the other person with nothing more to say because you haven't argued their point. You've simply stated your own separateness from it.
Let's solidify your arsenal. I don't need volume to be correct. Your tone tells me more about your state of mind than it does about my point. I'm ready to continue when we can speak with mutual respect. I choose to end this conversation here. I understand that's your perspective. Mine is different. Do not underestimate the quiet power of these phrases. When you integrate them, you will notice people begin to engage with you differently. They will listen more intently and tread more carefully. Not because they fear you, but because they respect the fortified calm you now possess. Your voice matters. Learn to use it with the precision of a surgeon and the calm of a sage. If this resonated with you, subscribe to Stoicism with Joe and turn on notifications. We have so much more to build together. Your journey to a stronger, more peaceful mind continues with the next video waiting for you on this channel. Now I turn it over to you. Go to the comments and tell me, which situation in your life needs one of these responses the most? I'll be there, reading and learning with you. Keep forging your character. I'll see you in the next video.